Hey everyone, this is Shukesh Bonik from Gadgets Portal, and today I have with me a very special device from Nokia. Just like Sony and Samsung, Nokia released a selfie phone that is a phone with a good front facing camera. From Sony you get the Xperia C3 and I have just reviewed the Samsung Galaxy Grand Prime. All these selfie phones feature 5 megapixel front cameras and I'll upload a comparison in between these two phones, so keep in touch. Now first let's quickly unbox this Lumia 730. The price on the box is 17,249 rupees, but you can get this device at as low as 16,000 rupees, that is around 265 USD. So the pricing of this device is decent for the specs. Now let's quickly unbox the device. There you go guys, the new Lumia 730, and as always the design is excellent. You'll get this unibody like look and it's totally made of plastic. Without the battery the phone is feeling very light in hand, but the build quality is great as usual. I'll give you a hardware and software tour on this device. Let me first show you the accessories. This phone takes micro SIM cards unlike Lumia 830, so there should be no problem. Lumia 730 also takes 2 SIM cards simultaneously. Next you get the battery, and this is actually a 2200 mAh battery, which should be ample for Lumia 730 because Windows phones are not that much demanding and you should get at least 2 days backup. I'll talk about this in details in the in-depth review, so keep in touch. You also get a user manual. The rest of the accessories are inside this box, and this is the charging adapter with a retractable pin. The cable is attached and there is no data cable, comes free. The earphone is just a basic one. Nokia wanted to keep the price low, and this is basically the same headset you get with entry level 530 or 725, 730 etc. There is no gold plating on the jack, and the clarity of this headset is though okay. The bass and the volume is actually quite low. Well, that's all inside the box. Now let's get rid of these things here and check the handset. Well, let me first give you an exterior design tour. The display is 4.7 inches diagonally and it's an OLED display with 1280 by 720 pixels resolution at 316 ppi. At the bottom you will find nothing because the navigation keys are now on screen, and at the top you get your speaker grill along with the front facing 5 megapixel camera. This can also record in HD. Check my Facebook page facebook.com/gadgetsportal for some camera samples. You are also getting some sensors over here. The rear camera shoots at 6.7 megapixels and it boasts of premium Zeiss optics. So for a lower mid-range device the camera sounds really great. You are also getting an LED flash and secondary microphone grill for noise cancellation. The loudspeaker is actually at the bottom and it's very small. I don't know how much loud it will be. The edges are perfectly rounded and there is nothing on the left. On the right hand side you get the volume rocker and the power key. As expected, the keys are very sturdy and easy to use. Unfortunately, there is no camera shutter key on this Lumia 730 to keep the price of this phone low. The micro USB port is placed at the bottom, and at the top you get the headphone port. It's actually just at the center of the top, which somewhat make the device look more beautiful, and the aesthetic value of Lumia devices are always appreciated and there is no flaw with the design. I am really liking this matte finish, and there are also 3 more color choices you have: orange, green and white. The front glass is scratch proof Corning Gorilla Glass 3 and this phone also supports NFC. Now let's install the battery and check the display quality, the interface and of course the camera. Under the hood you get the microSD card slot, which is expandable up to 128 GB and you can directly install your apps and games into the SD card. Next you get the micro SIM slot 1, and the slot 2 is actually accessible from outside without removing the battery. Well, the phone took really long time for the fast boot because lots of applications got installed, and I can see 2 new applications pre-installed into this phone, specially developed Lumia Selfie and Lumia Storyteller. I'll have a quick look at them, but first of all let's have a quick look at the display. The display on this Lumia 730 is highly saturated because this is an OLED display, and 316 ppi is also excellent. There is no issue with the viewing angles, and the display glass also integrates Nokia's clear black technology, which reduces reflection for better sunlight legibility. The black levels are also quite deep, so I think this is one of the best displays you can find on a device in this price category, and 4.7 inches display size is also just perfect for one-hand handling. Well, now let me give you a quick walkthrough of the interface. This phone is running on Windows Phone 8.1 with just released Lumia Denim update. You can switch on the display just with a double tap, and this makes sense because pushing a button on a touchscreen device feels really annoying. Windows Phone 8.1 has brought an extra column of tiles on all the devices irrespective of the display size. Swiping down from the top brings the Action Center, which is basically the notification center with some toggles here. The brightness is set to low. Now the display is extremely bright. I don't think you can really tolerate this brightness. It's very useful in sunlight, but for indoor users, lowest brightness is enough. There is also an auto mode, so this phone supports ambient light sensor unlike the Lumia 630. Nokia pre-installed lots of applications into this phone. You have very handy battery saver, and Cortana is also pre-installed, but unfortunately for this region, that is for India, the service is still not up. But you can do a trick. Just change your region to US and language to US English. I have actually uploaded a video regarding this, so check the description below for the link. There are some Flipkart apps as well. You are getting FM radio and an interesting health and fitness app. Nokia Maps or Here Maps and Here Drive. Some camera lenses are also pre-installed, including the new Lumia Selfie. One of the prime reasons to get a Nokia Lumia is this mix radio. You can listen to thousands of songs for free of cost, and you can even download them. You have full MS Office support and 15 GB of OneDrive storage. The internal storage of this device is officially 8 GB, but you will get around 3.28 GB free for the user, which is quite low, but you have got SD card support, so there is nothing to worry about. Okay guys, now let's quickly check the Lumia Selfie camera lens, and the front camera opens by default. You can of course use the rear camera, and there is a very useful feature called Auto Selfie, which enables the rear camera to take images automatically whenever a face is detected, and before the image is captured you will hear some beeps. Let me also show you the original camera app. You can check my Facebook page for some camera samples, and as I mentioned before, the rear camera resolution is 6.7 megapixels featuring Zeiss optics, and the shutter is not surprisingly that much swift. You can manually control almost all the parameters, and even manual focusing is possible. If you are interested in photography, then you may play with these settings. ISO, shutter, exposure, each and everything can be manually set. You must be familiar with the Windows Phone interface. You get 2 dialers for 2 different SIM cards, and SIM card swapping is also possible from here. Next, let me show you the messaging and the keyboard. The keyboard supports continuous or swipe input, that is, you can just swipe your finger, and it's the fastest and easiest way of writing. Because of the autocorrect feature, you don't have to be accurate. As you know, you can now add wallpapers and make the tiles transparent. I'll show you that in the in-depth review, so make sure you subscribe and keep in touch. Now this Lumia 730 is a highly recommended value for money device, not only for the camera but also for its performance. For a Windows phone, you are getting really nice specs. This phone packs a 1.2 GHz Cortex-A7 quad-core processor with Snapdragon 400 chipset, and the GPU is Adreno 305. The RAM is 1 GB, which is more than enough for any Windows phone, and the build quality, the look of Nokia Lumia devices is unquestionably one of the greatest. For only 15,000 rupees, it's a good bargain. As you know, Windows Phone OS is very light and super fast. There is basically no lag unlike most of the Android devices, and it's also very simple. Anyone can use it. So I think this Lumia 730 is the best lower mid-range phone at this moment, and you won't be disappointed with this phone. An in-depth review on this phone is coming soon, so consider subscribing to this channel. And if you have really found this video quite interesting and enjoyable, you can hit the like button below, and I also suggest you to check the camera samples on my website. You can also download them. I have another channel called Gadgets Portal Play where I show Android and Windows Phone games and applications, so do check that out. That's all in this review guys. Thanks for watching and keep in touch.